Keep it locked with your boy on the ones and twos. Going in on the wheels of steel.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball. That's the truth. This is it.
The cocaine and the crack.
You don't sound ashamed of me.
There's a war going on outside. No man is safe from.
That's how I'm living.
That's how we do it.
That's just the way it is.
That's the reason why I came to you.
Drink.
And women and money.
Good morning, Las Vegas, and all of my sports bettors around the world. You know what time it is? It is college football. It's time to wake you up early in the morning. JB the Ticket and Vegas Scoreboard Express live here on KSHB 107.1 FM and AM 1400. You guys can also check us out on Apple, Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Amazon. All you got to do is say, Alexa, play JB the Ticket. I got him on the line with me this morning. Good friend of mine. Hung out with him this week in the book. You guys are definitely going to want to stay tuned for this. My main man, Troy West from TroyWins.com. Troy, good morning to you. How you doing?
Good morning, JB. Happy Saturday. Here we go, baby.
College football.
Slate today.
That's it. It is on deck. We're going to be talking to Troy when we get back. Got some games lined up with him. Second segment, it's all college football today. We're giving you straight grease in college football, dog bets. You're going to want to grab your bankroll and stay tuned for that so you can keep it locked and make sure that you guys get paid. Today, it's all about getting the money. John Ryan from the Predictive Sports Betting Playbook. He's going to be stopping by the big board. And then we're going to be rounding it out with my main man, Rodney Newpel from Noob Sports. So again, Troy, you hang on the line when we get back from this short commercial break. You guys be sure to support our sponsors, Fubo TV, Drizzly, and also go to my website, VegasScoreboardExpress.com. That way you guys can pick up some of our great morning coffee from our partners over at the Coffee Brothers. That's right. Click that link, giving you 15% off. So you guys keep it locked here. JB the Ticket and Vegas Scoreboard Express. When I get back, I'm getting you the money because that's what we want. Let's get it.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball. JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease.
Kick off the football season with Drizzly.com. Score big with your favorite drinks delivered right to your doorstep. From ice cold brews to game day cocktails, we've got the perfect lineup for your football gatherings. Visit VegasScoreboardExpress.com and click the Drizzly. Now let's get the party started. Drink responsibly. Must be of legal drinking age. Delivery and availability may vary. Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network.
More fire, more heat. This mix is lit.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball.
Vegas Scoreboard Express, JB the Ticket. I'm back at you live. Got my main man, Troy West on the line with me. Troy, good morning. How you doing, brother?
Good morning, JB. Good morning, Las Vegas. It is a heck of a slate today, guys. I couldn't be more excited. We'll be at the Circus Sportsbook. If you are in town, come by, say hello. I'll buy you a drink. But let's first and foremost make some money this weekend, JB.
That's what I am talking about. You guys know what time it is. Money. That's all I'm talking about here. You guys can follow my show over on Instagram at JB the Ticket. Go to my website, VegasScoreboardExpress.com. Also got a new website coming on deck for you guys this fall in about a week. We got jbtheticket.com. That's going to be hooking you guys up with all your game tickets here in Vegas, all of your jerseys, official sponsorship from fanatics.com. So we want to thank them for their partnership. But let's jump right into it. College football is on deck. Again, you guys can check these games out on Fubo TV. Go to FuboTV.com/JB and get your 15%. So, Troy, we were talking about it during the week. Again, thank you so much for coming out to Vegas to see me.
You bet.
Letting the fans know JB the Ticket is a real person. You actually met me. Am I exactly how I am on the radio when I meet you in person? Go ahead.
Absolutely, brother. You're about as real as they get, my friend.
Telling you.
Real as they get.
Giving you grease each and every Saturday and Sunday. You guys be sure to tune in with me here, right here on KSHP 107.1 FM and AM 1400. So the first game that I have here on deck, because this is the game that everyone had circled. People have been writing me about it because they're like, look, you should know about this. Notre Dame, are they the real deal? Sam Hartman, he looks really good. So let's jump into it. Rotation number 303, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. This is a 9 o'clock East Coast game, 12 o'clock Pacific, -7 on the road against NC State. One of the dogs that are barking the Wolfpack. Rotation number 304. These guys are +7, +240 on the money line. You know I love those home dogs, and I think that the NC State defense is going to be the first test for Sam Hartman. You know he played last year and several years over at Wake Forest, but he didn't have the greatest record against NC State. He was only 1-2. And we know NC State, they've been focusing on trying to keep him in the pocket. He's a guy who's trying to get the Heisman, talking about Sam Hartman here. But NC State, their first big test of the season, had a couple of powder puff games, but NC State is no slouch. These guys were able to beat up on UConn a couple of weeks ago. Weren't able to cover their spread, but they were able to get the win. So I like NC State here today, man, in the money line. They're a home dog. I think they're barking. You looking at Sam Hartman, he's a former ACC player and didn't have much success against this team. But, Joy, go ahead.
You know what? I agree. I totally agree. I think a lot of people are going to overreact to what they saw with NC State last week because it was kind of a snooze fest, beating Connecticut 24-14. Now, you got to remember, Armstrong, the quarterback, the kid out of Virginia, dual threat quarterback. This guy can run. This guy can throw. He's a veteran. Like you said, 7 is a lot of points at home on, Notre Dame to be favored by that much. Notre Dame is the type of team that's they're always good to throw up 1 or 2 clunkers a year. This is a tough travel game. I think Armstrong has a big game. I think Notre Dame could still win this football game, but if I can get 7 or even buy it up to 7.5, I like the home dog in this one. NC State's a well-coached team, and like I said, Armstrong being the dual threat quarterback, I like NC State to cover this game. I think this game's decided by 3 or 4 points, one way or the other.
You're listening to Troy West. You guys can check him out over at TroyWins.com. It's Troy West on Instagram. Now, I've actually seen Troy's tickets. This guy had about $10,000 worth of tickets in his pocket when I was hanging out with him over at the Venetian. We picking winners, baby. Straight dogs. Straight money. You guys be sure to have your bankroll ready. Follow him on Instagram. He's got a great package, only $25. I'm telling you, giving you 100% picks, people. And he doesn't run. He picks up his phone, okay? He's not a capper or one of these sellers. This guy is a predictive sports betting analyst. Again, he's very similar to my main man, John Ryan, who you're going to be hearing similar coming on, giving you more picks. Again, NC State right now, talking about that total of 50. Now, this is where I think some more value can be had. Both of these teams are known to score the football late in the game. You saw NC State again. You talked about that snoozer last week versus UConn. But now with adjustments being made and NC State finally getting their sea legs, getting out into the college football arena, 50 points. I think that's a very low total. A lot of people talk about NC State's defense, but I do think that Notre Dame, their offense, will have some success. Got a pretty strong running back at Notre Dame. Total of 50 in play. I'm liking that to go over by at least maybe 1. I mean, you could see, like you said, a 3-point game, 27-30. You're going to get some money. Go ahead.
I agree. I'm not going to agree with you all morning, I promise you, but I do agree. Armstrong, like I said, this guy can score the rock. They've got some playmakers on offense, and Sam Hartman, let's be honest, this guy's a heck of a quarterback. Been in this league now for quite some time. The guy knows how to score. He's made Notre Dame's offense so much better than it's been here in the past. So I agree. I think you're looking even at a 28-24 game. This thing still goes over. 31-28 type football game. I like the over as well.
There you go. Taking that 50 to go over should be able to get you paid. Moving right along. to another team, a team that's up in your region out in the Pacific Northwest. A late game. Again, this is a game that can bail you guys out if you're taking those bad tickets on your own and not listening to JB the Ticket here in Vegas Scoreboard Express each and every Saturday morning. Got to get locked in. Rotation number 381, Central Florida, -3.5, another road favorite going up against Boise State. Rotation number 382. Now, the Broncos, again, have not been as strong as we've seen in the past, but still relatively competitive. 3.5 plus 148 on the money line, but this total at 59, I think this one could go under. I haven't seen Boise State put up a lot of points, and with Central Florida coming in, they're going to be a little bit of a test for Boise State. But I also like them as a dog at home. That 3.5, if they can keep it close, I think this could be a little bit more competitive. Boise State is one of the more competitive teams in the Mountain West. But Troy, what say you? Go ahead.
Gosh, man, we agree again. I like Boise State.
That's because we pick winners, baby. That's because we pick winners.
Heck yes. Central Florida's traveling all the way across the country. This is a Boise State team that got their absolute butts kicked last week, 56-19. I was at the game. It got out of hand. I get it, but this is a much different test. Boise State is going to be pissed off today. I like them to get the job done. Central Florida's a tough team. They're well-talented. Gus Malzahn's a fantastic coach, but this is a tough travel. Like I said, Central Florida all the way up into Boise State, playing on the Smurf turf. Smurf turf, these guys love to play there. Boise State's going to be ready to go. I like the under as well. It's a lot of points. I think Boise State pulls off the upset 24-21. I like Boise State to win this thing.
Telling you the dog is barking on the Boise State line. And again, Troy, thank you so much for stopping by. Let me give you a little bit of a moment to tell the fans about your service. And again, you agree with me a lot this morning because everybody knows I'm bringing the grease each and every week. That's why I decided to bring you on the show, make you a contributor. So just tell the listeners out in Vegas and all those listening around the world on the internet how you're able to come up with these solid picks and the type of service you're able to deliver to them now in this college football season. You've also got pro football picks because, again, if you don't know sports betting, you tune into my show. We'll teach you how to do it. Rotation number is how you go to the window or go to the book and look for the teams. But most importantly, we're going to give you those teams, the matchups, the soft lines, things that can put cash in your pocket. Troy, you tell them how you make that happen for them. Go ahead.
Yep, absolutely, guys. It's $25 a week, and if you're not happy with the service, we're going to refund you, no questions asked.
Price.
It's TroyWins.com. It's all plays. We do all sports. There's no upsells. There's no BS. We just don't deal with that. You get great customer service. You get myself and or another colleague. People say, well, why so cheap? We wanted everybody to be able to afford it. I don't do this for the money. I make my money betting the games. We've got to make a little bit on the back end, JB, as you know.
Right.
But the reason we price it where it's at is we don't want to price anybody out of the market, and we're not upselling anybody. Everybody's getting the same plays. We're all winning together. We're all losing together. It's TroyWins.com, It's Troy West on Instagram. Come take a look. We're happy to help you out.
I'm telling you right now, TroyWest.com, TroyWins.com. We got to buy that domain for you as well. Hook you up on our website. Talking about another game, I'll let you get out of here and get ready to get your sports betting morning going again. You guys check out TroyWins.com. $25 to put thousands in your pocket. And again, we shared air together. We were sitting right over there when your friends were playing that 3-card Monty poker. Oh, man, your friend was getting blown out with his cash, man. I was like, Jesus, gotta help this guy. But we can help you put that cash back in your pocket today. Again, thank you so much for stopping by the big board, Troy. One more game before you go. Another late bailout is going to be the big game tonight. Rotation number 383, the Texas Longhorns, +7 on the road in Tuscaloosa. Rotation number 384, the Alabama Crimson Tide. You got Nick Saban finally going up against one of the stalwarts of the Big Ten and thinking Texas is going to be trying to make a move over to the SEC sooner than later. +230, though. That's some interesting value for Texas on the road. Alabama, we haven't heard a lot about any dynamic playmakers coming off of their team this year. They've been very quiet in the offseason. Total 53.5. Do you think Texas can get inside of that +7? I personally think that Alabama will pull it out, but I don't think they'll pull it out by 7. I think this one could be close, anywhere between 1 to 3 points for Alabama. This should be a good test, but go ahead.
Yep, I like Texas, man. Alabama's missing some key guys on the defensive side of the football. This is the first big test for the new quarterback at Alabama, Jalen Monroe. He looked outstanding last week, but they didn't play anybody. This Texas team, you got to remember, they lost a heartbreaker to Alabama last year. They had them on the ropes. Steve Sarkisian, outstanding football coach. This is a veteran Texas team, determined. They may not win the game, but I'm going to buy this baby up to 7.5, and I'm taking Texas all day long, and I feel good about it.
Telling you right now, go with those Longhorns. Put a few extra dollars on it to buy yourself the hook. My main man, Troy West from It's Troy West on Instagram, TroyWins.com. Any final shout-outs before I get you out here? And again, you guys can check us out today live. JB the Ticket and Troy West. We're going to be at Circa this afternoon. You guys want to get some live picks? See us walking to the window before and after the game. You guys come down and check us out. Again, Troy, thank you so much for stopping by. Any final shout-outs, and then I'll let you go and get on to John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook and RotoWire. He's going to drop some more grease for you guys. Keep it locked here in Vegas. Go ahead, Troy.
Yeah, thanks, JB. Thank you, Las Vegas. Again, if you're in town, come say hello. We'll be at the Circus Sportsbook today. Got some other huge winners on the slate today. So check out TroyWins.com. Like I said, another huge. We're 9-3 in college football so far this year. 1-0 in the NFL. Come take a look. That's TroyWins.com. Big slate today, JB. And thank you, as always, for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on. You just did mention NFL. We gave that live pick for the Detroit Lions at the Venetian Sportsbook. Told you take a money line in the under. Win by one, lose by none. My main man, Troy West, thank you so much for stopping by. Dropping grease for you each and every single weekend here on KSHB, AM 1400 and 107.1 FM. Tune in, Spotify, Spreaker. You find it, you download it. Go to Amazon, say, Alexa, play JB the Ticket. I'll pop right up for you. So when I get back from this short commercial break, I'm bringing him on, my main man, John Ryan, Chief Capper from the Predictive Sports Playbook channel and RotoWire.com. You're going to want to stay tuned for his college picks. I hope you guys are writing down these rotation numbers because we're putting cash in your pocket. The dogs are barking today. JB the Ticket and Vegas Scoreboard Express. We're waking you up and we're getting money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease.
When you bring your vehicle to Star Auto Care for maintenance, you'll have a team of professionals at your service. Every one of our technicians has been factory trained and master status certified to ensure that you receive the highest quality and most effective service. Star Auto Care is located at 3540 East Tropicana Avenue, just east of Pecos. Star Auto Care is confident in their prices and will match any mechanic located within 20 miles. Bring your vehicle in today and let Star Auto Care give you the peace of mind you deserve when you service your car. Visit them online at starautocare.us.
Kick off the football season with Drizzly.com. Score big with your favorite drinks delivered right to your doorstep. From ice cold brews to game day cocktails, we've got the perfect lineup for your football gatherings. Visit VegasScoreboardExpress.com and click the Drizzly. Now let's get the party started. Drink responsibly. Must be of legal drinking age. Delivery and availability may vary. Skip your cable bill this month and join the action with JB and Fubo TV. Get 7 days free, 15% off your first month. No credit check, no deposit, no installation hassle. Go to FuboTV.com/JB. Sign up, download the app, and start watching games.
Enjoy being a subscriber after the first month. Easy cancellation anytime. Regional restrictions apply. Sign up at VegasScoreboardExpress.com.
You're tuned into the VSX Digital Sports Network.
If you need help, hang up and then dial the operator.
You're listening to the boss of the big bar.
If you have money, you can buy anything.
JB the Ticket.
More fire, more heat.
Vegas Scoreboard Express.
Giving you that grease.
Yes, I'm excited. I'm back on the line with you, JB, the Ticket Vegas Scoreboard Express. College football is on deck. We are putting cash in your pocket this Saturday. Again, I'm going to be over at Circa this afternoon if you want to check me out. Got my main man, Troy West, from TroyWest.com here live with me in Vegas, giving you guys cap and picks to put cash in your pocket. Technical difficulties, they can't stop the grease. You know I got him on the line. My main man, John Ryan from the Predictive Sports Betting Playbook and RotoWire.com. More college football grease for you. You guys can follow him over on the Bird/X at John Ryan Sports 1. Good morning to you, John. I'm back. Week 2 college football. So glad to have you back on the line with us here.
Thanks for having me, JB. How's your week been going?
Weekend has been going well. Finally got over that little cold that we had last week. I was like, oh, man. A little bit of garlic and NyQuil was able to take care of that, get us back on the line again. Follow the show on Instagram at JB The Ticket. You can check out the website and get the replays of the show and some great daily deals from our affiliate sponsors over at VegasScoreboardExpress.com. So this is an early morning game, John. We want to jump right into it for the fans. It is Saturday morning, early betting. You got to wake up early to get the money. Rotation number 301, the Vanderbilt Commodores, plus 10 on the road, going over to Tobacco Road in Durham. Winston-Salem, actually, to Wake Forest. Rotation number 302, minus 10, Wake Forest at home. That seems like a big spread for them. Money line for Vanderbilt, plus 320. Got an SEC-ACC matchup here, and we're not talking basketball. Total of 57. Now, Vanderbilt had 2 easy wins, one over Hawaii. I think they were able to get another powder puff win last week, but Wake Forest trying to continue their dominance in the ACC. Where do you see this game going? Because a total of 57 looks a little high to me. I don't know if I can pick a side in this game. It is early, 8 a.m. on the West Coast, 11 a.m. East Coast time. First game on deck today. 57 is the total. I'm liking that to possibly go under. But talk to me about that analysis, man. Do you think minus 10 is still too much for Wake Forest? I didn't see too much movement on that line this week. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it is too much, JB. In fact, this line opened up at the Circa at 13.5, and money has been steadily coming in on Vanderbilt over the last month. And now we're down to 10.5, and I think Vanderbilt is one of those teams, you know, every year I look at the wins total, and Vanderbilt is in the SEC, and they're only supposed to win 3 or 4 games. But I think this is a year that they can surprise some people. I'm not saying they're going to be a bowler, but I do think they could upset in this game and get the outright win. So I do like, putting a little pizza money on Vanderbilt here before game time. And then, certainly if Wake Forest scores first in this game, this is where my live in-game betting comes into play. Mm-hmm. Then you're going to get a really, really good line on Vanderbilt. And I think Vanderbilt, even though they had a very easy first 2 games against, some cream puff scrimmage type of opponents, as you said.
Yes, these guys were terrible. They played against them. Come on.
Go ahead. I think they're the better team here. And I'm puzzled why it's a double-digit dog, and I think Vanderbilt's a better team, but maybe it's an opportunity here that we can all take advantage of.
Well, I think Vanderbilt, if you want to talk about some of their players, they've got a very good quarterback. This young man, A.J. Swan, man, he was a baller. Came in off the transfer, 34-59 so far this year, 452 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick. Then they've got this backup quarterback coming in that helps him out from the run game, Ken Seals. He's able to pick up 2 for 2, 52 yards, short yardage touchdown. Talking about the Wake Forest Demon Deacons on their side of the football, you've got another quarterback, Mitch Griffiths. Again, never heard of these kids. Again, the transfer portal, this is where coaches are recruiting them now. But he's not too bad either at 19-30, 329, 3 touchdowns, and 1 interception. So the quarterback play, in my opinion, slight edge to Vanderbilt, but the average pass yards are more towards Wake Forest. When you take a look at Vanderbilt coming in 2-0, Wake Forest 1-0, just on the spread side, do you think Vanderbilt would be a safe bet for people who are just a little bit afraid to put money on that money line? I like the plus 10 here. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like the plus 10 too. And there's a little betting system too that supports Vanderbilt here that I can give to everyone listening here. And it's pretty simple. The betting on underdogs of 3.5 to 9.5 points after outgaining their previous opponent by at least 175 yards. And to your point, has an experienced quarterback under center and is facing a team with an inexperienced quarterback, as you mentioned, coming out of the transfer portal. That set of parameters has hit 71% against the spread over the last 10 seasons, and that is clearly supporting Vanderbilt. It's been 7-1 ATS the last 3 seasons. So I agree with you. I think Vanderbilt's the play here.
Vanderbilt is where you're going to be able to find some money. Go ahead and jump on that rotation number 301. The Vanderbilt Commodores. Take them in the points. If you're not scared, go money line. It's got a plus 320 value for you. Let's move along to the big game of the day. This is the game that everybody's been asking me about. Do you think they can do it again? And yes, I do. Rotation number 317. The Nebraska Cornhuskers are on the road, plus 2.5, plus 120 on the money line to my main man, primetime Deion Sanders. Coach Prime down there working with Colorado. Last week, the huge money line dog went over TCU. All the value was wiped out this week. They are home favorites. I've seen this line fluctuate from 1 to about 3.5. Now it's live at 2.5, minus 140 for Colorado. Now, again, you guys know I got the inside scoop with Colorado. Shout out to my guys over at DenverSportsBetting.com. Ryan Garcia, thank you so much for your support. Putting us on to those Colorado sports about 3-4 seasons ago. Said there's a lot of money to be made betting these guys. And again, Colorado coming in 1-0. Big time offer on that total, though. 58 is the total. I think that this could possibly go under simply because Nebraska doesn't have the high-powered offense that we need to beat a team like Colorado. Colorado, these guys ball out. They play hard. I don't think Nebraska is going to be going through the air a lot, so they're going to be able to stack the box and stack the run. You had Warren Sapp in practice all this week working with those defensive tackles, working with those linebackers to teach them how to get into space and fill holes. I think it's an easy win for Colorado today. I know Nebraska is going to bring a test on defense, but Shadur Sanders, this young man is balling out 500 yards last week. He's got to go up against Travis Hunter in practice. Again, shout out Travis Hunter. 110 snaps last week. Guy was completely balling, could not be stopped. Both sides of the ball. I don't see Nebraska having anybody that can step up and play with not only that, but when you talk about coaching, give me Coach Prime any and every day over Matt Rule. I mean, you're talking about a guy who could just walk on your sideline and recruit your players away and have them change jerseys during the game. Colorado, rotation number 318, minus 2.5, minus 140 on the money line. Do you think that's just a bet that you can take and go to sleep? Go ahead.
Well, JB, I'm a little cautious on this game because of one simple reason. This line opened up a month ago with Nebraska as a 10-point road favorite.
Oh, man, we lost the value.
We lost the value is right. And I do think that the pros, the guys I talk to are taking Nebraska. I think this line could gravitate more towards pick'em between now and game time, which is only a few hours away. But I wouldn't be surprised. There's more than 30% betting action on this game than the second most active game, which is the Texas-Alabama game, which is not surprising.
Right.
But to see this number of tickets from the public being on the Colorado Buffaloes is alarming to me, and it makes me want to be a little cautious, betting on prime time. He's one of the best motivators on the planet. But I do think that huge win, there could be a little bit of overconfidence going up against Nebraska with the Buffaloes. But I think the way you play this, I like that underlean, is that you put 60% of your normal bet size pre-flop here at 59. And then look for a fast start. Look for another fast start by Colorado, and maybe they scored 14 points in the first 5 minutes, and you're going to get a juicy number, probably around 67 in game. And I think that's how I'm going to try to play this matchup.
Now, Colorado moved into the top 25 this week at number 22. First time they've been in the rankings in I don't know how long. But I don't think there's a lot of hype behind Colorado. I think they're a real deal football team. And in college sports today, it's one of the things that I wish that Colorado was still in that dog position. They will be coming up in the following weeks. But when you look at it from the perspective of being a favorite today, I think this is another test for them. There's the old saying, good teams win games, great teams cover the spread. It's such a small spread today. And you look at it, their last meeting in September of 2019, Nebraska did lose 31-34, but the coach, Colorado is a completely different team. And if you're talking about a team that can win when they were just completely cellar dwellers, stinking, doesn't bode much for Nebraska. Nebraska runs that triple option. They don't have a big time quarterback to get back there and light them up. So I don't see these guys scoring a lot. If Buffalo can just come in and start trampling the Cornhuskers early, taking away their confidence, get a few sacks, maybe even a takeaway on defense. Got to watch out for Travis Hunter. I think they roll today, and I just don't believe in Nebraska. Again, these guys could barely beat who they play last week, like Minnesota, something like that. Wisconsin.
Last play of the game.
Yeah, I mean, last play of the game, these guys got beat. They couldn't get any offense going. I just don't see it. Matt Rule is not the coach that primetime is. Just not. I'm telling everybody right now, I am going with rotation number 318, the Colorado Buffaloes. Get buff. Take a money line minus 140 should be a decent enough price for you to provide maybe a little bit of an anchor on a parlay ticket as well. And then rounding it out with you here, John, thank you so much for stopping by the big board. Before we get to that last game that we got on the list today, because a lot of people aren't talking about this, but this is a game that, again, could shock a lot of people. Tell folks about your service, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook. You've been putting cash in people's pockets a long time. You're also a senior writer for RotoWire.com. Just let the fans here in Vegas and around the world listening on KSHP.com tune in and all of their digital applications, how you can help put more cash in their pocket this football season. Go ahead.
Thanks, JB. The best way to get a hold of me is on Twitter at John Ryan Sports and the number 1. And my email is usable too. JohnRyanSports@gmail.com is the best one to use for that. I'm off to a 9-3 start, JB, in college football. 68% is documented by a lot of different websites and services in college football the last 3 years. 64% in the NFL. I love it. At Detroit Thursday night, so we're looking to try to continue, hitting 60% or better. If I hit 58% for the season, that's a successful season.
Very successful.
That is just gravy.
I'm telling you, and you're doing it right here with us on KSHP 107.1 AM 1400 each and every weekend. Going to be trying to bring John in as much as we can. We know he's a busy guy back on the East Coast with sports betting being legal. And again, all you states out there where sports betting is legal, you got to tell your local radio stations to get JB the ticket. And Vegas Scoreboard Express on your radio dial. We're the only show here in Las Vegas that do what we do each and every Saturday and Sunday. We wake you up before the book gets open to tell you where to put that cash. So again, John, thank you so much for stopping by the big board today. Before we go, we got one more game for you. Rotation number 337, the SMU, the Pony Express, plus 490 on the money line, going up against those Oklahoma Sooners. Rotation number 338, Oklahoma 16.5. That is a big home spread. Total 68.5, almost 70 points. I think this is one of those games that a lot of people aren't talking about. SMU had a very good game last week, putting up over 40 points on their powder puff. So their offense clearly works. And Oklahoma, these guys are still reeling from losing Caleb Williams, man. They're pissed off. So that could cause a bit of a problem. But 16.5 could be a big spread today. We're talking about those SMU Mustangs. These guys are heading out to Oklahoma to play the Oklahoma Sooners. And I'm telling you right now, this is a game I've had circled. I think these guys can get inside of that spread. 16.5 is a big spread. They're a lot tougher team than a lot of people think. And SMU, again, not a lot of money coming on them. 70% of the betting is on Oklahoma today. But, John, is that line too soft? Go ahead.
It might be too much, JB. The one thing that works against SMU here is Oklahoma is one of those offensive powerhouses in college football where teams like them score 28 or more points. They have a very high probability of covering the spread. In this game with a total of 70, the market is telling us that Oklahoma's going to score into the 40s in this game. And I think that's the key to SMU covering. If they can keep Oklahoma to 35 or fewer, they're going to have a better chance of covering the spread than if this is turning into a pinball machine type of shootout. So that's my concern with holding that Oklahoma offense down. But let's take a look at their defense. That defense has been gashed time and time again over the last several years. And who's to say that SMU can't put up 31 or 35 on these guys? So, if SMU scores more than 28 points, they're going to cover. And who knows? They could upset these guys with a few lucky turnovers, a couple pick sixes. Who knows what could happen defensively? But if SMU wins the turnover battle and scores 28 or more, I like SMU here with the points.
SMU in the point, 16.5. My main man, John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook. Again, final game of his segment. Rotation number 337, SMU Mustangs, plus 490, 16.5 on the spread. Going on the road to Oklahoma. Rotation number 338, the Sooners are huge favorites. Minus 16.5, total 68.5. We like that over in this game. These are two teams that can put up a lot of points. SMU, they beat up on Louisiana Tech 38-14. And then the Sooners, they absolutely blasted Arkansas State 73-0 last week. So there's a lot of points going to be scored today. Again, John, thank you so much for stopping by the big board. Any shout-outs before I let you get out of here, man? You were rocking it. You guys, again, follow John over on Twitter, the X at John Ryan Sports 1. You can check him out over also with his article, search for John Ryan on rotowire.com. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for having me again, JB. And, anybody that wants to get the college football card today, listen to the show. I'll give it to you free. Just reach out to me, and I'll give you the complete card. Take a test drive, see what the analytics can teach you about sports betting, and let's have a lot of fun doing it.
That's what I'm talking about. My main man, John Ryan from the Predictive Sports Betting Playbook and rotowire.com. Thank you so much for stopping by the big board. When I get back from this short commercial break, I'm bringing him in. You guys, he's one of your fan favorites. You guys know you love him. Rodney Newple from noobsports.com. Going to be bringing some comic relief to this college football Saturday, putting cash in your pocket here with your boy JB the Ticket. You can follow me on Instagram at JB the Ticket. You can get the show at VegasScoreboardExpress.com, KSHP.com, TuneIn, Spotify, Spreaker, Apple Podcast, and everywhere that you get your radio applications and your enjoyment. So again, you guys keep it locked here with me. I'm going to come back. We're going to talk to Rodney. We're going to give you more picks that pay. So you know what time it is. All money, all sports, no bull. JB the Ticket and Vegas Scoreboard Express. Let's get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express. Giving you that grease.
JP the Ticket, Vegas Scoreboard Express, back on the line with you, getting ready to sign off, leaving just a little bit of that Scorpions, because we're going to rock you like a hurricane. I just told you, take rotation number 334, the Miami Hurricane. She'll be able to put some cash in your pocket. So again, I thank you guys so much for rocking with me this morning. Want to give a shout out to my man Troy West. TroyWins.com. Follow him at It's Troy West on Instagram. Also want to give a shout out to my main man John Ryan, Predictive Sports Betting Playbook, and rotowire.com. You can follow him over on the Bird, the X, at John Ryan Sports 1. It's college football. It's early in the morning. It's time to get to the book. Grab your bankroll. Hit the window and beat the line. I'm your boss of the big board, JB the Ticket. Follow me on Instagram at JB the Ticket. I'm going to be back tomorrow with those NFL picks to put cash in your pocket. So you know what time it is. It's time to get the money.
You're listening to the boss of the big ball, JB the Ticket. Vegas Scoreboard Express.
Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. Here I am, rock you like a hurricane. The body's burning, starts to shout. Desire's coming, breaks out loud. Lost is the cages, the storm breaks loose. Just help to make it, we so wanna choose. The night is calling, I have to go.
The world-famous radio shopping show, weekday on 1400 KSHP North Las Vegas and KSHP.com.
Best of luck to the Walker Cup team over at the Old Course at St. Andrews. Bob Casper returns next week as well. Thanks to Dave Glauser, our producer. I'm Brian Taylor. Thanks to you for stopping by. We'll see you next week here on Real Golf Radio.
If you missed something from today's show, you can find it now on iHeartRadio Talk. That's iHeartRadio.com/talk.
USA News, I'm Jeremy Scott. The death toll from a powerful 6.8 magnitude earthquake that rattled Morocco last night continues to increase as authorities now say more than 1,000 are dead and another 1,200 injured.
The toll makes it the deadliest earthquake to hit Morocco in decades. Rescue teams reportedly struggling to reach the most affected areas. One witness who lost 4 family members said, "We are hoping for miracles from the rubble."
Corey Myers reports the quake turned buildings into rubble and dust and destroyed historic landmarks. It was felt as far away as Portugal and Algeria, followed by a 4.9 magnitude